Hi YouTube, it's Kygo1324 back here with my next part of my DVD collection. There's quite a lot to go through here today. I thought I had less to go through, but I'll have one more part tomorrow, maybe. So I'm just going to go through these, not quick, but faster than what I would normally do. First up we have Another Hood. Didn't mind this movie, I thought it was okay. Just a spoof of the Hood movies, but it has some seriousness to it, but some comedy as well. It's okay movie. I didn't mind it, but I didn't think too much of it. Then we have The Hurt Locker. Obviously just a war movie. It won a lot of awards, but yeah, I haven't watched this one yet myself, so I can't really say much. The Golden Compass, the extended edition, haven't seen it myself yet, but from what I hear it's an okay movie. Has some confusing parts to it. Daniel Craig's in that movie, I think. Then we have Gone in 60 Seconds, another movie I haven't seen yet, but stars Nicolas Cage. Action, like car movie, but yeah. Then we have Machete. Didn't realise I had this actually. It's a grindhouse movie starring Robert Rodriguez, Michelle Rodriguez and Danny Trejo. Obviously the grindhouse movies are sort of over-the-top action exploitation films, and Machete is one of them. Then we have Journey to the Centre of the Earth, the remake. I actually want to watch this movie in the cinema when it came out, and it was actually pretty decent. I haven't seen the original, but this version wasn't too bad actually. See, some of these movies I didn't even realise I had. The Mask of Zorro, the collector's edition, but this probably comes with a bunch of special features, but not a lot. Just Zorro, obviously, you know, Spanish, like Batman, I guess you could say. Wild Boys, the complete first season. It's basically like Jackass, but it's mainly Steve-O and Chris Pontius and a few other people come in here, but it's basically like Jackass, but mainly those two. G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, not a big fan. I haven't really watched the original show or read any comics or anything like that, but this movie wasn't too bad. Some people didn't like it, but I thought it was okay. Night at the Museum, a good movie, funny, but it's a Ben Stiller movie. I'm an avid fan of Ben Stiller. I think he's an alright actor, but this movie's quite good. I've seen the second one, but not the third one. So then we have Hard Bastard. Yeah, it's just a sort of kung fu movie. Obviously, I like my kung fu movies, but this is just one that I found on its own. Yeah, and it isn't in my box sets that I have. So then we have Clubbed. I don't know what this is, but it looks alright. It looks like an action comedy fight club movie, I guess. British film. And then we have Fantastic Four, the extended edition, if you ever needed it. Didn't really like this movie. It's considered to be one of the worst Marvel movies. It's not the worst, but it's okay. But I'm not a massive fan of it. We have Battleship. I did like this movie. It does remind me a lot of the Transformers movie. Some of the special effects remind me of Transformers. But it's an okay movie. Obviously Rihanna's in this movie, and surprisingly she's quite good actually. I thought she'd be like really, really bad acting, but she was alright actually. She surprised me. Not that I have anything against Rihanna, she's a fantastic singer. Then we have a 4-disc action film, Red Surf, Corrupt, Right and Justice. Just I find these all the time, and they're normally like 50p for 4 movies, just 2-disc specials. But yeah, gotta have these sort of ones. They're not great movies, but they're okay for what they are. Cloverfield, haven't seen this. Apparently this is just it was just overhyped and over budgeted. Some people like it, some people don't. But it did some things good, and some people just didn't like it. They thought it was just overhyped. Juice Bigelow, European Gigolo. A good movie. Unfortunately, this version's very scratched. But yeah, I like this movie. Rob Schneider, Eddie Griffin. funny. I can't really say too much about it, but I might do a review on that movie at some point. Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, the first one of the Deuce Bigelow series, but I haven't seen this one, so I can't say anything about it. Gladiator, fantastic Russell Crowe movie, really good movie. Seen it once, I have to watch it again. Directed by Ridley Scott, surprisingly. The original, The Fast and Furious, good movie. Loved this one. It really brought street racing into the mainstream. Obviously, the success of the Need for Speed, really, I guess. I've only seen the first two and then part of three. Boogeyman, made by the same people who made Grudge, Universal movies as well. Actually, haven't seen this one myself, but I love my horrors. So, Batman, Gotham Knight animated movie. Comes with a nice little comic there thing, but just an animated Batman movie. The Killing Joke's coming out, and I really want to see that. The Hills Have Eyes, the extended cut, the remake. I've seen the original, but I don't think I've seen the remake. Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler movie, funny movie. Don't really like golf, but this movie made me like it a little bit more because it's so funny. Sorry, I've only just recently got up, so I had to have my cup of tea. Romeo and Juliet. There's a lot of well-known voice actors in this. Well, actors. Haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's quite good. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, the fourth one. Haven't seen this one yet. Breaking Bad, the complete second season. Haven't watched Breaking Bad yet, so I can't really say much about it, but I have it on DVD. So, Watchmen, another movie I haven't seen. DC Comics. Heard it's pretty good though. American Dad, complete first season. Surprisingly, these are harder to find. I always find like volume 1 and volume 2 and stuff like that, but never season 2 or anything. So but yeah, I don't know why. Godfather, the Capella restoration, the remastered versions of the Godfather trilogy, and a bunch of special features. I've seen part of the original Godfather, but not all of it. Scary Movie trilogy, in my opinion, these three are the best ones. The fourth one isn't that great. But yeah, scary movie, funny movies. The third one was the first ever one that I saw. But I think the second one is probably the best one. Spider-Man, a new animated series to complete first season. Just Spider-Man, I guess. Some of the Spider-Man DVDs are actually really expensive. One of the original ones is really expensive. The complete first season of Breaking Bad, of course. I've got to have some of the seasons. The Grudge, this is the Japanese version. Yeah, this is the Japanese version, I believe. I don't know. I think it is. I've seen the US version and it was okay. House of the Flying Daggers, made by the same people who made Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Sort of martial arts, ancient Chinese war movie, and I love my Dynasty Warriors. So horror triple box set. Just comes with 3 horror movies: Skew, House of Bones, and Underground. I've heard they're not great movies, but for the price that I pay, it's okay. Doom, the extended edition. I thought this movie was okay, but obviously not the best video game adaptation. Dead or Alive. I love the game, so had to have the movie. I didn't know the movie existed, so had to have it. Mr. Bean, the animated series, volume 4. I love the animated series. I thought it was really good. Not as good as the live action show, but the animated series is pretty good. Fast and Furious 7. I've got to have all the Fast and Furious. I haven't seen this one yet, so. Vader of Fear. Apparently this is very gory, so right up my alley. Alien vs Predator Requiem. Not an amazing movie, I hear, but it's Alien versus Predator. So Dragon Ball Evolution, one of the worst movies that, well, anime made into a movie, I hear. Fast and Furious 6, haven't seen this one yet. Haven't seen a lot of the Fast and Furious movies. Salaryman Kintaro, volumes 1 to 5. I got this because it was cheap and it's an anime, and animes aren't normally that cheap to buy. So this is Spinal Tap, really good, like documentary comedy movie. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a must watch if you're into sort of music documentary movies, and Spinal Tap, of course. Then we have Creep, another horror movie. Can't really say much about these since I haven't seen them. Dungeons and Dragons. I might have seen this movie. I know I've seen a Dungeons and Dragons movie. Obviously, fantasy movie. So, yeah. Gotta love your fantasy movies. Alien Intruder. Probably not a very good movie, but I got it because it has Billy D. Williams in it, aka Lando Calrissian. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Obviously, a well-known Dracula movie. Starring Keanu Reeves. Haven't seen it yet. Blood Rain, Live to Kill. I like Blade, but I think it's based on the video game. So, I don't know. Haven't seen it. Breaking Bad, the complete 3rd season. Rambo Trilogy. Obviously Rambo 1, 2 and 3. Don't have the newest one on there. Haven't seen the newest one. Kung Fu Rabbit. Just something I never thought I'd find. It's obviously a mockbuster movie. I don't know how they got away with it, because there's even a panda in this movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Sixth Day, sci-fi movie. Haven't seen this one, but it's an Arnie movie I had to watch. Cry Wolf. It says it's ultra scary. I don't know how true that is. Deadly Spawn, sort of a very brutal. It was a banned movie at some point. Mainly got this because I saw the Cinemassacre review for it. Bill and Ted Bogus Journey. Haven't watched any Bill and Ted movies. Apartment 143, another sort of paranormal movie. I'm not really a big fan of paranormal movies anymore, but I can't stay away from them for some reason. Arachnophobia. Don't watch this if you're scared of spiders, but it's sort of a mix between a comedy and a horror. I watched it years ago and thought it was pretty good. Tropic Thunder, over the top comedy movie. The whole point of this movie is that they think they're doing a movie, but they're not. They're really in like Vietnam or something. Pretty funny. Mulan, Legendary Warrior. I had to get this one because it's a live action version of Mulan, and as you probably know, Mulan is one of my favourite. Mulan is one of my favourite Disney movies. Bad Boys, what you gonna do when they come for you? A really good movie, actually. A must see if you like action movies. A really good one, actually. The second part wasn't too bad. Sorry, I've got to get this one out. Then we have Ben 10, Alien Force box set. Haven't watched Ben 10 in a long time. I watched the original one a few episodes of when I was in hospital, but that's about it. I mainly got that because it was cheap. It was only £10, and you never know, if I have kids, a little boy or something, he might like it. The complete 3rd season of Big Bang Theory. I somewhat enjoy this show. I think it's an okay American comedy. The 2nd season. The 3rd season. And when these are so cheap, so I have to, pick them up. And the 4th season Spider-Man trilogy, the original Spider-Man trilogy with what's his face, Tobey Maguire. Yep, I've seen Spider-Man 1 and 2, but I haven't seen the third one yet, but I'm hearing that I'm not missing a lot. Silent Hill Revelations. Surprisingly, this follows the third video game quite well, actually. And the original Silent Hill. I thought this didn't follow a video game, but it somewhat follows the original Silent Hill quite well. Except this version, the movie followed the mother instead of the father in Silent Hill. War of the Worlds, the 1953 version. In my opinion, the only version of War of the Worlds that you should watch, because the remake is complete and utter shit, in my opinion. Shark Girl and Lava Boy, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, sorry. I haven't seen this one, but I mainly got it because it's considered to be sort of similar to Spy Kids, and it looks very similar to that. Spy Kids 3, Game Over. In my opinion, the best Spy Kids movie. Biased because it's like a virtual reality game. It's all like one big video game, and this movie would be awesome to watch in 3D, but don't have a 3D TV. Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams. I've seen all the Spy Kids movies, I think, apart from the fourth one, and the original Spy Kids. Great children's movies. Excuse me. Then we have Dad's Army, the complete collection, 14-disc collection, classic BBC comedy, have to have it. I haven't really watched Dad's Army. I've seen a few episodes and it's pretty funny, but I love my classic British comedy. Then we have Fast and Furious, a stupid name because the first one was called The Fast and Furious, and they said, oh, instead of calling it Fast and Furious something else or 4, they called it something just this. But I think there's a reason why it's called Fast and Furious, because it's sort of like a rehash. When the original first 3 Fast and Furious movies were street cars, and then from this one onwards it went into an action movie. Not really street cars. My favourite one of the Fast and Furious movies, Too Fast, Too Furious. Haven't watched it in a while, but well, I'm sort of biased because I've only seen the first 2 really, but I love this movie. Street Fighter, the Van Damme version, the US version. I've seen part of the Japanese or Chinese version and it looks so over the top. Paranormal Entity 4, mainly got this one because it weren't part of the trilogy. Didn't come in a box set at least. Smiley, horror movie. I hear that it's quite scary, and well, just look at that face. Return of Oz to Oz, a good sequel. Obviously it doesn't surpass the original, but that was a very hard feat to do because the original was so good. And this one took the original and tried something completely different. This movie is messed up. It's very weird. If you watch this movie and you're something like really high or like on acid or something, you probably would fucking have a bad trip, because this movie is like one, but a really good sequel. And it's a Disney movie. Bruce Almighty, not a religious guy or anything, but I like this movie. Jim Carrey. Ultramarines, Warhammer 40,000 movie as I know, it is the only Warhammer 40,000 movie. It looks really cool. I'll have to give this one a watch at some point. Not very long, it's only 74 minutes, but oh well, it looks okay. I think it came out at the same time as the game as well. Zombievers, what do I need to say about that? Just the name itself, Zombie Beavers. Why? Star Wars Episode 2, The Attack of the Clones. I mainly got these 2 ones because I have all the other ones on VHS. And I couldn't find these ones on VHS, so I just got these ones on DVD. And Revenge of the Sith. I like all the Star Wars movies, yes, even The Phantom Menace. So, Star Wars to me is Star Wars. I love it no matter what it is. Fast and Furious 5, haven't seen it. Pan's Labyrinth up here is a very weird, trippy movie made by Guillermo del Toro, who's one of the best sort of, you know, he does a lot of weird movies. Not Labyrinth with David Bowie, but Pan's Labyrinth. And Van Helsing, the Hugh Jackman movie, obviously well known for playing, you know, Wolverine. The original Van Helsing was played by Peter Cushing, who plays, what's his face? Grand Moff Tarkin. I've got to speed up a little bit here. The Eye horror movie, Jessica Alba, haven't seen it. Save the Green Planet, over the top sort of Korean movie I hear. Apparently it's meant to be quite good, haven't watched it yet. Idiocracy, really good movie. Forgot what it was called for a long time, but I found it. Sort of goes to the future, everyone's stupid sort of thing. Pretty funny. Rainbow 30th anniversary special. Mainly got it because I used to love this show as a kid. Zippy. Oh no. Final Destination trilogy comes with the original 3. It's an example of a movie that they just changed the name afterwards, called it Final Destination again. Haven't watched them in a long time. Good movies. Baba Yaga, the final cut. This is a sort of movie that is part of the Shameless collection, which are basically movies that were banned and cut for a long time, and they just released them like that, fan edition. Complete season 1 over the Cleveland show. I like this show. I prefer it over American Dad, surprisingly. Evan Almighty, a good well, not sequel, I guess, but it's still it's good. Not as good as the Bruce Almighty, but it's still pretty good. Mongol, another sort of Chinese like martial art action movie. Night Watch, a Russian horror movie. Haven't watched it. The Cube trilogy. Haven't seen these, but I hear they're pretty good. Gumball 3000, the movie, the one with Ryan Dunn, narrated by Burt Reynolds. James Bond, the complete collection, comes with all the James Bond movies except Spectre, but it has a space in here for Spectre. A must own for any James Bond fan. You can get this for about £20 now. Cheers, the complete TV series, seasons 1 to 11. Haven't watched Cheers, but it's a nice box set, and it's an 80s sitcom, which I hear is quite good. King Arthur, director's cut fantasy movie. Obviously, King Arthur, everyone knows who King Arthur is. One of the best movies ever made. Shawshank Redemption, must watch. Prison movie. 3 DVD video. Coach Carter, Shaft and Rules of Engagement. Samuel Jackson movies. Mainly got it for Coach Carter. Space Jam, childhood right here. Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan are the stars of this movie. Loved Looney Tunes, loved this movie. Not a big basketball fan, but that movie I like. Devil May Cry, the complete animated series. It's an okay anime. I haven't really watched a lot of it, but I love the game, so I had to get that. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I've seen about half of this movie, haven't watched it all, but it's the last one when it was street cars. You're Next, sort of a, this is what, I don't know, it's a horror movie, but I've heard it's quite good. Hellboy, haven't seen the Hellboy movies, but I hear they're okay. I think I've seen part of Hellboy, and Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Then we have The Cleveland Show Season 2. Haven't watched Season 2 yet because I'm still on Season 1. X-Men Season 1 to 2. Great 90s cartoon. Really good for what it was. I've seen both these seasons before, but I had to get it on DVD. And the Pokemon Black and White movies. One and obviously. And the rest here are some Blu-rays that I have. And then the rest of the DVDs will come tomorrow. Monkey Magic the movie just reminds me of the Sun Wukong, but it's made by the Cine Asia, same people who made that Mulan movie. The Tortured, sort of a gore porn movie, very similar to Saw, I hear. Of course, Star Wars The Force Awakens, still sealed, haven't got round to watching this one yet. Kind of disappointed with the slip cover on this one. The Lego Movie, great movie, must watch if you like Lego. I really enjoyed this one. Everything is awesome. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, haven't seen this, but I mainly got it on Blu-ray because I found it in a charity shop for £2. Cars, really good movie. I love this one, so much better than the second one. Dead Space Downfall, a pretty good actually adaptation of the game. Not as scary, but it's pretty good. And the other one is good as well. And then the last one is Dirty Dancing, 20th anniversary on Blu-ray. Mainly got this movie because, well, I watched it for the first time with my fiance and I actually enjoyed it. So I thought I'd just get a Blu-ray. I do buy Blu-rays, but I don't buy them a lot. I prefer DVDs, well, because they're cheaper. I pick up Blu-rays if I think the movie's going to benefit from being on Blu-ray, and if I can find it cheap, I'll pick up a Blu-ray. But I won't go out and buy something like, I won't go out and buy like, I don't know, something like that on DVD, on Blu-ray. But a movie that I think would really benefit from being on Blu-ray, I go out and buy new movies mainly. So I'm going to get Deadpool on Blu-ray. Anyway, this was part 2 of my DVD collection. Quite a lot have gone through. Sorry I rushed through some of these. It's just because I wanted to get all these done today. And then do the rest tomorrow. And I don't know how long my camera lasts. It's normally about half an hour, so I don't want to overdo it. But anyway, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. But tomorrow it will either be a pickups video or part 3 of this. Probably be a pickups video because I'll be going shopping. Well, let's go shopping. Anyway, thanks for watching.